Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. And shalom to all the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word in sincerity and in truth. Okay, I just want to go into a lesson, basically being heirs to the promise, heirs according to his promise. Lord, will you edify? This is Galatians 3. Starting at verse, I'm going to read verse 29. It says, "And if ye be Yahweh's, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." And I'm reading the NLT. It said, "And now that you belong to Yahweh, because we've been conformed to the ways of Yahweh with Yahweh, we have put out the ways of this world, and more. First and foremost, we put out the mindset and the idea of how reality and how life should be according to Esau's way of thinking. We have put that off, his westernized mentality mindset, and now we've put on the mindset of the true doctrine of Yahweh Shai, how the earth and how righteousness should reign in the earth. This is now the understanding that we operate through, if you will, as a computer term. This is now our new operating system, because you'll have like Windows 7, Windows 10. Now they got Windows 11. Well, our operating system went from the American way, the Western culture, to, and ultimately black culture, to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So it said, "And now that you belong to Yahweh Shah, you are true children of Abraham. You are his heirs, and the Most High's promise to Abraham belongs to you because we are his descendants, which I'm going to get Romans chapter 9. This is Romans chapter 9, starting at verse 1. I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, "For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahweh Shai for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites." The Israelites, this is who everything belongs to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the promises. There it is again, and the promises, to whom pertaineth the adoption. So we were scattered off and cast away and was given to these other nations. But now, through Yahweh Shai, we're being adopted back, The Lord cast us off, but Yahweh Shai was the ultimate sacrifice for the nation of Israel to have a chance to come back. And now through Yahweh Shai, we have access to the Father, And so, and the glory. So the glory that Yahweh Shai is going to be revealed with, we're going to be revealed with that same glory. We're going to be glorified just with him because we're suffering with him. If you suffer with him, you shall also reign with him. I'm going to get that next. It says, "And the covenants," which the old covenant, the new covenant, which the new covenant, the fulfillment of the new covenant is us getting those new bodies and having the law, statutes, and commandments put in our inward parts, which ultimately is going to grant us immortality because we're going to be all righteous. And the giving of the law, being able to minister this word, minister the law, statutes, and commandments in the service of the Most High and the promises. It says, "Whose are the fathers, and as concerning the flesh, Yahweh Shai came, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Amen." Right. Which I'm going to read to verse 7. I'll read to verse 8. It says, "Not as though the word of the Most High has taken on effect, but they are not all Israel, which are of Israel." Right. Because you have false leaders, You have people who's, Israel is of the 2/3 who's not with this truth, And then verse 7, "Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children," because Abraham had more than just Isaac. But it says, "But in Isaac shall thy seed be called." So we understand who it truly goes now, and there is no deviation from that truth. It never was. Ishmael was his firstborn, but the blessing went to Isaac. In verse 8, it says, "That is, they which are the children of the flesh, which are these, of the nations." And then also too, Ishmael, all the other sons of Abraham, and it on down, it even goes into Jacob and Esau. But ultimately, these other nations, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Right. So, but just going back to that adoption, let me get the, if we suffer with him, we should also reign with him. How is it? This is Romans chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, "For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of God. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father." Right? So we're not in the spirit of fear again, fear of the so-called white man, fear of these other nations, fear of what they'll do to us if we start trying to turn back to who we are. We have the spirit of adoption, so we coming back we're full-fledged, made up in our minds, it's made up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah to turn back to him. That's why I said now we call him Abba Father. Therefore we cry, whereby we cry Abba Father, meaning, now we call on the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shah for help, for all our needs. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shem Shah. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahweh Shem Shah. There's that adoption, and joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. That's that glory, If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So Yahweh Shah went through his suffering. He bared his cross, and he was glorified. He's sitting on the right hand of Yahweh and waiting to that perfect time, to the time that Yahweh says, now it's time to go and reclaim the kingdom, and reclaim his people. And this is the time we waiting on. And while that time period is, while we're waiting, we're suffering with him, He had to suffer, and now we're suffering, But when he comes back, he's going to be glorified on the earth, and he's going to reign on the earth. And it said we're going to be glorified, we're going to reign with him because we're joint heirs, And it starts with the 144,000. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And that's just going back to being an adoption, being adopted back to Yahweh Shai. So now it's, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Latino, Native Americans, we now know who our power is. We understand who we are, and we understand our connection with him and what he requires of us, And we have the spirit now to serve him instead of serving these other nations. Of course, 2/3 of our people is going to be destroyed. Not all Israel that is of Israel, 2/3 of our people, false leaders, the people that's ultimately not written in the book of life. We understand that. But nevertheless, those that remnant, is always a remnant that's going to be saved, And the Lord, he going to have mercy on them and bring them back to the adoption, which I end off where I started at. It's back at Galatians chapter 3, verse 29. And if ye be Yahweh Shai's, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs, Salakia, and heirs according to the promise. And the Most High's promise to Abraham belongs to you. Going into the Israelites, because that's who it's all for. So, and matter of fact, I ended off on where is it? I think it's Hebrews 8 that say the full thing. It might be Jeremiah that say, I just wanted to where it said, what am I trying to say? Israel and Judah. Yeah, this is it. This is Jeremiah 31 and 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Just going to show that, it's the whole house of Israel. not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days. What days? The days we living in right now, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and they will be, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbors and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. They shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So this is all going back into being adopted and being heirs of the promise. You know, this is perks of it. You know, and this is what we patiently awaiting. But it's only for the Israelites. You know. And it's only going to start with the remnant, the 144,000, you know, the men, women, and children, the 1/3, the scattered elect around the four corners of the earth. That's who it's going to start with until it ultimately gets to the whole nation. You know, but Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the brothers out there pushing towards sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that are keeping this word, sincerity, and the truth. Until next time.